Two coworkers walk into the same dealership on the same afternoon. Same job, same salary, same car they both want. One of them signs a lease, the other signs a loan. 3 years later, one of them is ahead by thousands of dollars. 10 years later, the gap is life-changing, and almost nobody sees it coming because the decision that caused it looked identical on day one. I'm Max, and today we're following two people through a decade of car payments to show you exactly where that gap comes from. Let's call them Jake and Paul. Both make around $58,000 a year. Both want the same car, a $32,000 mid-size sedan. Same trim, same color, same dealership, same day. Jake leases. 36 months, $2,500 due at signing, $319 a month. Paul buys. 60-month loan at 6.5% interest, $3,000 down. Monthly payment of $542. Right away, Paul is paying $223 a month more than Jake. Same car, same lot, different paperwork, and that single difference is about to matter a lot more than either of them realizes. For the first year, Jake looks like the genius of the group. Lower payment, brand new car, under full warranty. Anything breaks, it's covered. He's not thinking about depreciation, mileage limits, or what happens when the lease ends. He's just enjoying a smaller bill. Paul, meanwhile, watches his car lose value fast. Drive it off the lot, and it's already worth about $3,000 less. A year in, it might be worth $26,000, while his loan balance still sits around $24,000. He's not underwater yet, but he's close, and it doesn't feel great. If you stop the story here, Jake wins. Anyone watching from the outside would say he made the smarter call. This is exactly why leasing feels so good in year one, and exactly why so many people never look past year one. Fast forward to month 36. Jake's lease ends. Total spent: $2,500 down plus 36 payments of $319, which comes out to about $14,300. Paul, at the same point, has paid $3,000 down plus 36 payments of $542, totaling roughly $22,500. Jake has spent $8,200 less than Paul. On the surface, he's crushing it. But this is where the paths actually split. Jake has three options: buy the car at its residual value, usually around $17,000 to $18,000, walk away with nothing, or lease again. Most people, roughly 8 out of 10, choose to lease again. New contract, new down payment, payment counter reset to zero. Paul, on the other hand, still owes money, but he now has something Jake doesn't: an end date. 24 payments left, and then the car is his, permanently. Paul makes his final payment in month 60. No ceremony, no big moment, just one final withdrawal, and then it stops. From here forward, his only costs are insurance, gas, and maintenance, which for an average sedan runs somewhere around $100 to $150 a month. Jake is still paying. He barely notices anymore because the payment has just become part of his monthly routine, like a subscription he forgot he signed up for. That's the real danger of long-term leasing. It stops feeling like a decision and starts feeling like a fixed cost of living, even though it's completely optional. By now, if you total up 2 full lease cycles, Jake has spent around $28,000 and owns nothing. Paul has spent about $37,000 on his loan, but he now owns a car worth roughly $11,000 outright. Subtract that asset value, and Paul's real cost drops to around $26,000. The two numbers are almost even now, but only one of them ends with an asset in the driveway. The sticker price on a lease is never the full price. 3 costs quietly erode Jake's advantage over time. Mileage limits. Most leases cap you around 10,000 to 12,000 miles a year, but the average American drives closer to 13,500. Go over, and you're charged 15 to 25 cents per extra mile at the end of the lease. Run 5,000 miles over across a 3-year term, and that's an unexpected bill of $750 to $1,250 due the day you hand back the keys. Wear and tear charges, a scuffed bumper, a coffee stain, curbed wheels from a tight parking spot. All of it can be billed at inspection, and the leasing company decides what counts as normal. Disposition fees. If Jake doesn't lease another car from the same dealer, he can be charged $300 to $500 just to hand the car back. And if his life changes mid-lease, a move, a job change, getting out early can mean owing the rest of the entire contract. None of this shows up in the $319 number he saw on day one. It shows up later, quietly, when there's no room left to negotiate. Buying isn't free of pain either. Once Paul's warranty runs out around year 3 or 4, every repair is on him. No more free brake jobs, no more covered AC compressor failures. Average maintenance on an out-of-warranty sedan runs about $1,200 to $1,800 a year, and it's unpredictable. Some years it's just oil changes, other years it's a $2,000 transmission repair that wrecks the budget. Depreciation is real for Paul too. His car loses roughly a third of its value in the first 2 years. But here's the part that favors him long term. Depreciation slows down dramatically after those first few years. A car that's already 5 years old doesn't lose value nearly as fast. Time works in the buyer's favor, not against it. Zoom out to a full decade. Jake has now leased 3 to 4 separate cars. Factor in payments, down payments, mileage overages, and disposition fees, and his total 10-year spend lands somewhere between $46,000 and $53,000. At the end of it, he owns nothing. Not one bolt of any of those cars belongs to him. Paul's 10-year total, loan payments plus 5 to 7 years of maintenance after payoff, lands around $44,000 to $49,000. But he's still holding a paid-off asset worth $4,000 to $6,000. Net it out. And Paul comes out ahead by somewhere between $15,000 and $25,000 over that single decade. And he has a car in the driveway to show for it. Jake has receipts. Now multiply that gap across an entire adult life. Most people repeat this cycle 4 or 5 times between their 20s and their 60s. That $15,000 to $25,000 gap, repeated 5 times, is the difference between comfortable retirement savings and a lifetime of car payments with nothing to show for it. To be fair, leasing isn't a trap in every situation. If you're self-employed and use the vehicle for business, lease payments can often be written off, which can erase or even reverse the ownership gap. If you drive a luxury or high-performance vehicle where out-of-warranty repairs are brutally expensive, staying inside a lease's warranty window has real value. A $4,000 brake job on a performance car changes the math completely. And if you're disciplined enough to actually invest the monthly difference, in Jake and Paul's case, $223 a month, into an index fund instead of spending it, you could theoretically come out ahead over a long enough timeline. The math can work. The problem is, most people who save that difference on paper never actually invest it. They just spend it somewhere else. Jake thought he was saving money. Paul thought he was building equity. Neither of them ran the 10-year numbers before they signed anything. They just compared the 2 monthly payments sitting on the desk. The real mistake was never leasing, and it was never buying. The real mistake is making a $30,000 decision based on one number without asking what it actually costs you over 5 years, 10 years, a lifetime. Next time someone slides a monthly payment across a desk that looks a little too easy, ask yourself the only question that actually matters. What does this cost me when it's all over? If this helped you see the full picture, subscribe to Max Explains Money. We break down the money decisions dealerships hope you never think twice about.